All right, here we are. We back. All right, we got a little time. Okay, Real Housewives, not Real Housewives, Marriage Boot Camp, episode 3. All right, it starts off with Hazel saying the women don't like her, they're intimidated by her, and they're jealous. She's obviously delusional. That's weird. It's fake. Hazel Lee is she stays in performance mode. I would like to see who Hazel Lee really is. Like, I would like to see that, because saying that, you know, somebody's jealous of you, they're just jealous of me, and they're intimidated by me. Girl, where? Well, who demonstrated that behavior for you to actually even say that out of your mouth? No, none of them have. None of them. Erupt drinks some kombucha, and kombucha is a probiotic drink. It's fermented, and it has a percentage of alcohol. That's how you know he's an alcoholic, because he's the type of nigga who, if there's no alcohol in the house, he's drinking mouthwash, because it has alcohol in it. That's the same alcohol content that is in kombucha. Now, you might feel, if you're drinking it on an empty stomach, you might feel a little woozy, girl, because I've had that experience with kombucha. But it's probiotics, and it's making sure that you're okay, and it's working with the bacteria and the bad bacteria in your body. You know how it works. So it doesn't agree with Erupt at all. And he is, this got me messed up. He hasn't eaten any food in 4 days. He is an alcoholic. He's an alcoholic. And you can't go cold turkey when your body has become dependent on a chemical. Okay? You cannot go cold turkey, because you will die. We've seen people die from alcoholism because they went cold turkey. We've seen people die from withdrawals from drugs that they're trying to get out of their body. We've seen it. You cannot go cold turkey. We've seen people say, I'm going cold turkey, I'm going to put a patch on, and they get so sick, right, of smoking. You know what I mean? So you can't just do that. Tony says she's always scared for Erupt. Because he's always like this. I don't understand how she thought like that. Again, I'm questioning her, because I don't know. In addition to, she seems very angry. She's just like this all the time, very angry. I haven't seen her smile one time, not once. I haven't. And I question. Okay, you know, Erupt. Let me tell you something. Erupt's been drunk. Okay, he's been drunk. So for me, if I'm a woman and I'm thinking about dating this alcoholic, like, why do you think that you're like, I just don't understand. Why do you think it's a mental illness? Clearly he's not eating, he's only drinking, and and then he wants to drink something that, okay, this is healthy for me, but there's a little alcohol in it. And Dr. Ish told him, you can't go cold turkey, you need to drink some beer. So he gets up in the morning drinking beer. He is an alcoholic. I don't understand how you would enter a relationship with somebody with an alcohol. I remember meeting a guy who told me he was a recovering alcoholic. I was like, baby, no, we cannot do it, because I drink. This is the time when I used to drink, and I'm like, I drink. I cannot be with no recovering alcoholic, let alone another alcoholic. Because if you start drinking again and you spiral down, I don't want to be. I don't have nothing to do with that. No, ma'am. But you go and you get into a relationship and think you're about to have a healthy relationship with an alcoholic. Girl, let's pretend, okay? Dr. Ish tells the group, do not encourage Erupt. Don't party with him. Don't encourage him. That's another thing. You get around people who are not going to hold you accountable, people who don't really, really care about you. They're not going to say, Erupt, don't drink. Here, have a beer instead of this, Hennessy or whatever. So they have a part of their exercise. They're going to come up with this dance routine. And the dance routine, they come out with these choreographers. The choreographers are dancing. They're doing the routine. They're telling them what they're going to have to do. There's a lot of suggestive movements, booties, moving around, very sexual movements, right? So they're doing that. So they make all the people dance together. So they're all dancing. All the couples are dancing. They're doing this routine. Then Dr. Ish comes out and says, you know what? We're going to switch partners. So everybody's like, what? Because the routine is very sexy, very sensual. So Medina's going to be with Shonda, Devon is going to be with Tahiri, Hazel is going to be with Willie, and Vado is going to be with Phaedra. Now, Hazel with Willie, we already know that her and Shonda have issues, because Hazel has said some things about, being light-skinned, paper bag tests, and all this other ridiculous stuff. Right? And like that, like Hazel E saying stuff like that, girl, you sound fucking ridiculous. Am I about to argue with your ignorant ass? No, because you ignorant as hell. Am I about to write a think piece on her? Am I going to give her education on colorism? Somebody that's going to have the energy to do that. But she didn't take that. Anyways, I'm not even getting on Hazel Lee. So Medina is with Shonda. Devon is with Tahiri. Now Devon is young. We already know he's the youngest out of the group. They start doing their dance. Hazel Lee, as expected, is going overboard. She's doing the most. She's dancing in front of Willie. Willie is not dancing with her. Instead, Willie's not saying, dude, chill out. You doing the most. He's standing there doing like this and watching her as she bending over and doing all of this stuff. He's watching her like he's on stage or whatever. What's he from, Day 26? Yeah, so you doing all of this stuff. You're not stopping her. You're not encouraging her, but you're not stopping her. Willie. And we already know that Shonda, because you have been cheating on her since the beginning of the marriage, Shonda is insecure about how you relate to other women. She has a reason to be. So Willie's just standing there. The performance is very awkward. Now everybody's feeling really awkward, right? Okay. So they are all sitting around talking. They leave. Corrupt leaves. He has to go because they think he has alcohol poisoning. So he leaves. He goes to the doctor so they can go give him, high fluids and all that stuff. He comes back because he's scared of needles. So he's going to be hydrating. He's not going to be getting any nutrients. Part of going to the hospital is so that they can give you an IV, and that has to hydrate you. It has nutrients in it. I understand water, but you need more than water if you're not eating. He's not eating, so whatever. So they're in the kitchen after all the dancing is over, and they're very Shonda is very she keeps looking at Hazel and how she's dancing. She's more concerned with Hazel than she is with her partner. She's very insecure, and she's demonstrating all of the behaviors. Dr. Ish and Judge Toler are in the back, and they are describing what they're seeing, and it is exactly what the exercise is for, to see, it's about jealousy and insecurities and not being able to, or being able to understand that your partner is in the music industry or in the industry. They're going to be off actually performing with other people, and how you need to maintain yourself when these things are happening. They're sitting down eating. Shonda makes a statement that Hazel Lee is being extra, right? You're only saying that Hazel was being extra because she was dancing with your man. You were only focused on Hazel. You are not talking about Tahiri. You're not talking about, it's clear that you're upset with Hazel about the way she's dancing on your man. And you already knew that she was going to be extra because y'all have issues with each other. So you really fell into the trap. And then for Hazel to be like, well, girl, sounds like you're insecure about your relationship. I don't really have anything to do with that. That's not really me. Even though you was being really extra and dancing on him, like doing the most. And he wasn't stopping it. It was really weird. Hazel's being extra until Devon overhears her. So Devon feels like, he was like, no, she's not being extra. She's just keeping up with the vibe. That's what he said. And she was like, no, I mean, yeah, you just stay over there, homeboy. I said what I said. That's my opinion. And he was like, okay, that is your opinion, but I don't agree with your opinion. Okay, so why are you arguing with her? So he's already young. Y'all approaching each other. I thought Shonda was wrong for how she responded to Devon. And I thought Devon was wrong when they started walking up and he kind of gestured, like he put his arm up, like he gestured towards her. I didn't think he was going to hit her, but his actions weren't, they were like her husband or another man needed to stand up because he was standing over her. Like, I thought that they were both wrong in the situation. So Willie walks over there, and Willie's like, well, he sits on the counter, and he was like, don't talk to my wife. Say what you have to say to me. No, that's not how this goes. We're not doing that. Oh, this is my wife and you can't speak to her. He could say to her, Hazel he could defend Hazel to her. He don't have to fight with Shonda about Hazel. right? And that's what he did. He got into an argument with Shonda about Hazel. So now here comes Willie saying, you don't need to be talking to my wife. So they get into a fight. Devon pushes. Hazel comes in out the back. She's grabbing Shonda. Stay out of it, stay out of it, stay out of it. It was really weird. And then Devon and Hazel are like, we're the villains of the house. Like, my thing is, Hazel, why did you come there? Are you there to just like start issues with the women? Because you've already had it. She's making it seem like Tahiri had a problem with her. No, you had a problem when Tahiri took off her top and you went and told her husband or boyfriend who is insecure. You went and told him. Shonda, you came in talking shit, trying to settle things with Shonda. If you were really trying to settle things with Shonda, you wouldn't have been dancing on her husband in such a way where you already know she's insecure about the relationship. Like, where's your compassion for her as a woman who's been cheated on her whole marriage? You understand what I'm saying? All right, so respect is respect. There's a better way. Tahiri tells Devon, you gonna fight everybody who says something that you don't like? Let me turn this down. Are you gonna fight everyone who says something to you don't like? He gets so mad, he's enraged. The crazy part of it was that Hazel was encouraging him. She was like, do what you gonna do, player. Like, she was kind of like egging him on. When the fight was over and they came back into the kitchen, she's like, what you want to do, player? What you want to do? And that's like, to me, are you like telling him to like keep the fight going? Like, what is wrong with you? Hazel is crazy to me. She didn't try to diffuse the situation at all. But Tahiri was like, this is ridiculous. Y'all gotta pick a better way to communicate with each other. The crazy part is both Hazel and Shonda thought the demonstration of anger, possession, was a demonstration of love and protection. You thought the possessiveness of this man saying, don't talk to my wife. Well, thank you for sticking up for your wife. Thank you for sticking up for your wife. It wasn't about you. It wasn't about you. It was about his possession of you and him thinking that this man can't say nothing to you, even though you was talking to his ass crazy first. Go over there, player. What she tell him? Something Shonda said to Devon. I was like, okay, you out of pocket. Your energy is wrong. All you had to do was say, well, I felt like Hazel was dancing on Willie a little bit more than normal. She was putting extras on it. I felt like that. Of course you don't feel like that because that's your girl. You don't feel like that. But that's how I feel. I'm the wife. So you can't tell me how I feel. Now, but she came in a different way because you got an attitude with him, because you got an attitude with Hazel. So that's how it's all going to go. And her and Hazel start getting into it. Tahiri's like, y'all not about to fight. We're not about to do this. We're not about to do none of this. Yeah. You acting like you don't understand how a woman can be insecure when you ran over to another man to tell on Tahiri because she took the top of her onesie off. You ran over to somebody else because you was afraid of how your man would be looking at Tahiri's ass and her body. Tahiri said on the last episode, it's titties and ass all over the place, and I ain't tripped over nothing yet. I said, come on, bitch. It's true. It's like, why are you acting like this? You think that Devon is going to be looking at Tahiri, so you went over there to tell her man as if he could tell her to put her clothes on. He can't tell her to do nothing. He can't tell her to do a motherfucking thing. If Tahiri wanted to walk around with no fucking clothes on, Vado can't tell her shit. Her respect for him will probably keep her clothes on because of the respect for him, and she doesn't want to make him feel bad, but she doesn't have to. If she didn't have to take his feelings into consideration, he couldn't tell her to put on nothing. He couldn't make her put on nothing. Crazy as hell. So Dr. Ish and they were like, we have a no violence policy. The next time anybody gets to the fight, we packing your shit and you getting the fuck out. I agree. I believe that Devon and Hazel should have left. Like, that should have gone. But they want people to... I don't know why Devon and Hazel are there. I don't know. You know, I have no idea. But I don't get it. So Tony and Corrupt, they having a conversation. She's saying you're not changing. You don't have any room for mistakes. You have 3 grandchildren. You're 46 years old. You're old, drunk, old grandpa. And you're killing yourself, and you're not taking these kids into consideration. News flash. When people are sick, they have a mental illness. They're not thinking about anybody around them. It's very centered, self-centered situation. And if they're not willing to take care of their bodies for themselves, they are not going to be willing to take care of their bodies and their mental illness for anyone else. Their children, their wives, their mothers, their girlfriends, nobody. Until they are ready to take care of themselves, it does no. You can say, oh, you got 600 grandkids, corrupt. If he's not ready to stop drinking, it don't matter. It don't matter how many grandkids he has. It don't matter. Hazel and Shonda, well, maybe you just have some insecurities in your marriage. You clearly got some insecurities too. Otherwise, you wouldn't have ran your fat ass over to Vado and told him that I had my shirt off, bitch. That's what I would have told her. Tahiri's better than me. But Tahiri says, I'm here to, she's focused on the process of learning. Dr. Whatchamacallit comes out and says, we were going to switch partners. We were going to have a nice day out here. We were going to have a party. You guys were going to perform, but you guys failed the test. You guys are around people that you have come to know, and you're still displaying jealousy and insecurities. What do you think, Shonda, that Hazel is going to do with Willie? What do you think? And Hazel, what do you think that Tahiri is going to do with Devon? What do you think? Devon is in the interview. It's not even like that. It wouldn't even go that way. What are you talking about? Why is that even a variable in this equation? You guys are amongst people that you know, and you still have insecurities. Like you don't trust yourselves. You don't trust your partners. And you can't even do a simple routine, an exercise to dance. Hazel E should have been called out. Like, that you were going overboard with Willie. And that you were doing that in order to feed the insecurities that Shonda has about her relationship. And that's not cool. That's another indication that Hazel E isn't really this girl code bullshit that she talks about. Because you really tried to do that to Shonda. So where am I here? Okay, so they sparked in a competition. You guys could not handle your emotions. Judge Toler comes out and says, I put people in jail, and when I asked them what the problem was or what happened, they don't even remember what they got into a fight for, and they made a decision that changed their life. And I had to put them in jail, but they don't want to go get the help that I offer them. They don't want to do none of the things. They don't want to go talk to the person. They don't want to talk it out. They would rather just go to jail. And it's all ego. I am my ego. That's what she was saying to them. And I can't be disrespected. And so it's like, it's so weird, but it is a branch of toxic masculinity by acting as if, oh, I have to take you out if you disrespect me. Because you don't want people to think that you weak or you pussy, right? That's what it is. Hazel to Devon, she says you got to get yourself together. But Hazel, you weren't even trying to diffuse him. You do what you gonna do, player. Do what you gonna do, player. Like, you're encouraging him, like, girl. And what's weird is that's your insecurity, because you believe when he fights and he gets out of his peace and he's fighting, you believe that is a demonstration of protection and love for you. You're fucked up. Because you believe this man losing control over himself. Shonda too. You believe that him losing control over himself, getting into a physical fight with somebody else, was him protecting you. Thank you for protecting your wife. Judge Toler said, I don't want 12 up in here. I know that's right. They confuse y'all got love and jealousy confused. A lot of people do. I hear people like when men say, like, I like when she acts crazy. I like when she gets jealous. That makes me, that's your insecurity. You think that, oh, we almost got to go. I only got 10. Okay, we got to go, y'all. You think that somebody acting crazy, jealous and crazy is an indication that they love you? That's crazy. That's crazy. Corrupt, they can't control themselves. You can't even, your reactions to switch partners started from jealousy. You guys are insecure. And it was funny because Shonda was like, I'm not jealous. That wasn't jealous. She was like, yes, it was jealousy. I'm not jealous. You don't want to say that you're jealous of Hazel. That's what it is. But you're jealous because, and you're insecure. And it's not even jealousy. It's insecurities. And you're insecure because your husband has created that environment for you. So any woman, any way that he relates to any woman, you're looking at him sideways because he can't be trusted. Just like even Devon said, nigga, I don't trust you. You a cheater. I can't even trust you dancing with my girl because your ass is a cheater. So Shonda is looking at Hazel crazy. Devon is looking at Willie crazy because Willie is a cheater. But see, instead of Shonda looking at Willie like the cheater he is, she's looking at Hazel. The culprit is Willie. He's the one that got you feeling, can't nobody tell me nothing about my husband. I bet you there's 1,000 bitches that could tell you a thing or two about your husband, girl. Don't even try that. That don't even go. You sound crazy and delusional as hell. Can nobody tell me about my husband? I'm sure they can, girl. What do y'all think of the show? Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. We gotta go. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. I'm out of here. Peace.